Before we begin, let's be clear about one thing. You. Yes, you did not invent drama. You might have added Wi-Fi and hashtags to it. But the mess? Oh no, that's ancient. I was there when gossip had no filter, when breakups echoed through stone walls, when kings cried over side chicks who couldn't spell. And no, I don't time travel anymore. I've parked myself in this timeline with oat milk, fast Wi-Fi, and human chaos on full display. 'Cause y'all never disappoint. And unfortunately, I remember everything. Let's start where mess began. Mesopotamia. She was a potter. He herded goats. Classic couple. Until he forgot her birthday again. She carved the date into the wall, mind you. Clay doesn't even erase. And what did he do? Tried to surprise her with burnt stew and a goat that refused to make eye contact. So what did she do? Took her clay wheel, rearranged his hut, dyed the goats blue, then left a tablet that said, "It's not me, it's your inconsistency." Back then we didn't say breakup. We said reallocation of livestock. Now Socrates, genius. Sure, but emotionally. That man couldn't pour water without overthinking it. One day he turns to me and asks, "What is love?" I said, "It's when you ignore red flags because the person smells good." He laughed like I was joking. The next week, he marries a woman who used to throw shoes at birds. Full-on philosophical arguments with sparrows. He called it passion. I called it a red flag on fire. If Socrates had a podcast today, it would be called The Examined Wife. And it would have 3 stars, all from his exes. And then there was Egypt. Not Pyramid Egypt. Post-Pyramid Petty Egypt. Cleopatra invited me to dinner once. I showed up early. She showed up with Caesar and a trained falcon. Said I was emotionally intelligent and safe. That's ancient code for you will never touch this. She even told Caesar I cried. I didn't. I blinked really hard with dignity. Then tripped on the steps on purpose. Because I believe in performance exits. Let's talk matchmaking. In 1431, I was there at the Great Village Pairing Festival. One man walked in, shiny chest, oily forehead, wide stance. Said he wanted a woman who could cook, clean, read, pray, ride horses, and lead worship. I asked him, "And what do you offer?" He said, "Presents." He got matched with a goat. The goat left. She had options. Let me tell you about Tulin, 388 BC. Man faked his own kidnapping for attention. Told the whole village he'd been taken by mountain spirits. Meanwhile, he was hiding in his cousin's hut, writing poetry about himself. When they found him, he claimed spiritual confusion. We claimed taxes from his family. Messy always cost somebody. The Renaissance, where artists painted glory and acted like drama queens. Da Vinci once called Michelangelo a house painter with delusions. Michelangelo replied by sketching Da Vinci's hairline in charcoal on a public wall. No caption, just shade. You think subtweeting is clever?
Try insulting someone in fresco.
It lasts longer. Let's not skip Persia. Oh, ancient Persia was gossipy. I met a man there who thought he was in a committed relationship. She, however, was married to his uncle, who also thought he was in a committed relationship. Family reunion was dramatic. We didn't call it cheating. We called it overlapping alliances. I once watched 2 kings duel over the same woman. Not for her love. For her spice recipe. She never married either of them. She opened a restaurant. Had 5 locations. Her name? Arnia. First queen of emotional detachment. You ever think you're being left on rid?
Try ancient Sumer.
I saw a woman wait 12 moons for her lover to return. He came back with a new wife, a bad back, and an excuse. She didn't argue. She just added hot pepper to his stew for 6 weeks. He never figured it out. Men rarely do. I once warned Julius Caesar. I said, my guy, don't go to the Senate tomorrow. Brutus is sharpening a knife and humming. Caesar said they love me. I said, so did Achilles' heel. Look how that turned out. Next day, stabbed 23 times by friends. That's not betrayal. That's a group project gone violent. Rome, Greece, Babylon. Love has always been dramatic. Loyalty, situational. And ego, eternal. I once watched a man declare himself the chosen one in front of a crowd. He tripped on a flat surface, broke his tooth, and blamed witchcraft. We blame gravity. In Carthage, 620 BC, a woman faked being a prophet to get out of chores. Told everyone the gods told her to rest. She started a wellness cult. Still owes me sandals. Look, I've seen it all. Side chicks becoming queens. Poets starting wars. And a man named Huron marrying himself just to avoid commitment. He threw a full wedding. The toast. Finally, someone who understands me. I once ghosted an entire empire. They tried to marry me off to a princess who collected scorpions and called it a hobby. I left in the night. They built a mountain in my honor. Called it Mount No Call No Show. And the Dark Ages. They weren't dark because of lighting. They were dark because of choices. One king outlawed soup. Another declared Thursdays illegal. I saw a healer prescribe garlic, rainwater, and 3 loud coughs for broken bones. Spoiler, it didn't work. Let's talk gossip. Before there were blogs, we had bathhouses. You think tea gets spilled now? Try hearing that your wife ran off with your best friend while someone exfoliates your back. Awkward doesn't begin to cover it. So what have I learned after all these centuries? People are people. They love the wrong ones. Stay too long. Leave too soon. Start drama they don't finish. They ghost. They lie. They post vague scrolls like healing, don't ask. They argue with elders. Fall in love with dancers. Marry for land and then still cheat with a lute player. You think you're original? You're not. You're the remix. We had ghosting before sandals. We had toxic love before plumbing. We had receipts carved in rock, permanent, uneditable. And I've seen every era fall for the same things. Charisma over character. Excitement over peace. Vibes over senses. So no, I don't time travel anymore. I stay here because this timeline, it's peak entertainment. You've got oat milk, Bluetooth, and the same emotional chaos I watched burn Babylon. So if you've ever said, I'm done, and went back 2 hours later, you're not alone. You're historical. If you laughed, if you saw yourself, if you thought, damn, that's me. Like, subscribe, share, because I'm not just here to tell stories. I'm here to hand out receipts, and I'm watching, always.